Welcome to Gerald Khalil's Conversation Piece. I share my thoughts on social content in sports, politics, and entertainment. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Well, folks, it's official. Myles Garrett wants out of Cleveland. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year and six-time Pro Bowler released a statement to the press. This is what he said. As a kid dreaming of the NFL, all I focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. And that goal fuels me today more than ever. My love for the community of Northeast Ohio and the incredible fan base of the Cleveland Browns have made this one of the toughest decisions of my life. These past 8 years have shaped me into the man that I am today. While I loved calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I have requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. So that was his statement. And as you know, or have been made aware, it's going all over social media, and the news is also, of course, hit big media. And this is what Adam Schefter had to say.
Perennial All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single year, wanting to be traded with 2 non-guaranteed years left on his contract, just 1 week removed from the general manager saying they aren't listening to any trade offers for him. How did we get here? And is he only going to contenders, or is he going to other buildings that have money and potentially a better vision than Cleveland Browns?
If he's going, again, because we have a team here in the Cleveland Browns. I know we get swept up in the moment. We've got this Defensive Player of the Year requesting a trade out of Cleveland, and this is not a surprise to the Browns. The Browns knew about his unhappiness. I think they've asked around, they've prepared for it. They've gotten some opinions about how to best handle this situation, knowing that it could be coming. And I think that they are dug in and entrenched in their stance that they're not going to trade Myles Garrett. That's not the kind of player you move on from. You're talking about arguably the best defensive player in the league, 29 years old. That's a player that helps you win a Super Bowl, and that's what the Browns want to try to do. So, again, we can continue to talk about this, and we will, because it's certainly interesting. But we also have one side here in the Cleveland Browns that doesn't want to trade Myles Garrett and says it won't trade Myles Garrett. And the GM, Andrew Berry, even has told reporters that he doesn't care if he's offered 2 number ones, he's not trading Myles Garrett. Now, what we have, what changes the equation some potentially, is we've got Myles Garrett now going public with the statement and the idea that he does want out of Cleveland. He wants to play on a team where he believes he's got a chance to win a Super Bowl, which obviously he doesn't feel like is the case in Cleveland. So the Browns, if they trade him, there's acceleration on his contract to the tune of about $35 or so million. They're already over the cap. To trade him becomes financially difficult and challenging. Not saying that they can't do it, but it's hard. So I think the whole situation here, Pat, is honestly, in my mind, how dug in is Myles Garrett? How miserable is he prepared to try to make life for the Cleveland Browns? Is he willing to sit no matter what when they go to training camp? If they haven't traded him by then, is he continually going to issue statements saying how unhappy he is and how much he wants out? Does he make it such that he forces them to trade him, or do they acquiesce to his wishes and listen to him when that's not what they want to do? And they've been perfectly clear about that.
So here's my take. He's 29 years old. He's a cornerstone of your franchise. And he's generational talent. But you're in a rebuilding. You're rebuilding now. You need a quarterback. You need linebackers. You need so much. And it may be just to let it go and trade them. But with that being said, it's going to be so hard to do that because you went and, meaning you, Andrew Berry, who should have been fired 2 months ago. All right. He already said that he wouldn't even take two first-round picks for Myles Garrett. You would be lucky if you got one at this point, because now you let things go to the point of, oh, okay, my star player has gone public with this. And other teams are going to be like, well, hey, we know he wants to get out of there, and we aren't going to offer the premium of what that team deserves. You kept on kicking the can down the road with monies, okay? You keep restructuring these contracts, you keep pushing the money down the road. So it just makes things harder. So you have that, you did it with Myles Garrett, and of course you've been doing it with Deshaun Watson, kicking that money down the road with the restructuring. This franchise is in a really, really bad spot. So with that, if the man wants to leave, business is business. And if you want to keep him, you're going to have to risk that he is or not going to go out to the public again and demand a trade or sit out. Things can get really bad really quick. I don't think he's that type of person, but if the man wants out, why should he stay on this team and lose? And if you can get right now, say a first rounder and maybe a couple of, a second and a third or something, I'm not sure what that would take. You might as well take that. Browns, you are in rebuild mode now. Now, I know before in the past I had said we shouldn't take a quarterback, but we're at number 2, and things are so bad. If your perennial Pro Bowler wants out, right now you might as well. But then again, you better do your due diligence on who's the best choice. I mean, because, I'm talking about Kirk Cousins in here, and you don't have a Myles Garrett. So it's, folks, this is going to be a long, long ride if you're a Cleveland Browns fan. I would like you to please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.